Yeah, I was kind of late, I'm sorry. I'm over 2 weeks late. Hello Internet! I wanted to come to you with a video on artist problems, and I wouldn't always consider myself an artist, but I would consider myself a relatively crafty person. And because of this, because of all my friends who are artists, I know many of these problems, so I want to give you the top 5 artist problems. Number 1 is multiple projects. I have one big project going on, and along with that big project, I start making other projects out of that project. And it's not like it's even focused on the same thing. Here, let me give you an example. Beginning with this project that I've had for about 2 summers now. I didn't really work on it the first summer. That's what I've been trying to work on this entire summer. It later started ending up into starting these shoes, which are kind of hard to see with the light, but they're green and I keep them out here so all of my leftover paint goes on them, which is a project in and of itself. Then of course I have my everlasting paints right here that I always draw tattoos on. This is an example of one of them. It's kind of faded, but that's what I've been wearing for a while, and I draw those pretty constantly. And I also got bored a few days ago, and I decided to make elf ears. So work in progress, still have to fix them up. Along with that, I have my bin of makeup supplies. I do a bunch of special effects and like movie effects. And unfortunately, I come to my duct tape phase where I use the cutting board and scissors and normal stuff, and I've probably made about 3 wallets. Just got bored in the process, and I've made other duct tape stuff, including a few duct tape rose pens and all of that cool stuff. Then I decided it's just an awesome idea. This is my base case. I don't know what to show. I feel like it's a magnificent idea to write 4 songs in the process. So it's kind of really easy for me to get distracted and do side projects. This is what I mean. Number 2, lack of neatness. It's hard to judge from my room. Actually, no, it's really easy to judge from my room. I'm not neat, and I feel like this is an ongoing problem with all artists. I mean, if you're organized and you have all your shit together, that's great and dandy and stuff, but for the most part, I know between being a teenager and being an artist, it gets really, really messy in my room. This is the horror of my desk right now. Yeah. And all my airbrushing stuff. The garage is a bloody mess at this point. Number 3, awkwardness. And this may not seem like a problem to everyone. Maybe it's just me and my friend. I have problems socializing with people. And it's social anxiety and like other stuff. But I noticed that if you are an artist, you spend most of your time not communicating with people. Ergo, I feel like it's really hard to not be awkward around people. Every social event I go to, I carry a sketchbook on me, and I literally just sit in the corner and sketch. I draw, I craft. Sometimes I'll bring like clay or Play-Doh or something, and I just play with Play-Doh because I don't want to talk to people. And then when people try to talk to me about my art, I'm just like, blah, spits out rainbow. Like, I don't know what to say, and it's a pain. Number 4. That is pricing. Number 4, pricing with people. And this is a problem for people who only sell their art. And not only, but like, they do sell portions of their art or they do commissions. And I know my friend does a lot of commissions. I do guitar work, and I do airbrushing work, and I do perler beads and like duct tape stuff. Regardless, it is really hard for people to understand the concept of pricing. And maybe it's because I haven't been in business, but I've been in business, and my parents have been in business, so I've kind of always been around this idea of business, and I know how it works, relatively speaking, for a teenager. But pricing is just, it's such a pain, because you have to put all of the work that you've put into it, so like all of your physical items, like the paper, Prismacolors, if you're using digital stuff, you have to put in like tablet purses, and for me, I have to do how much the body was for the guitar and how much the airbrushing paint. That's what people think you're paying for. but in all reality, you have to also pay them for the number of hours they've worked on it. Not everyone does by the hour, but how much labor cost is, plus you have to be making some sort of profit on this. And I know a big problem that I've run into with guitars is, you know, guitar bodies are around $100 to $130 when you buy them just raw, and then painting over them, and it takes at least a month even for a simple design to paint and lacquer and prime and everything. And I asked a guy who wanted a $130 body if he would pay $250 and I would buy the body and everything too, and he said that was too expensive. And I know 100 seems like a lot to just drop on, but if I'm working over a month on it, I think I'm allowed to ask that much. And it just bugs me that people think they know better when they're not the ones creating the art. And it sounds really snotty, but artist problems. And my fifth and final one are people criticizing art. And I don't mind critiques. I totally don't mind when people are nice to me and they tell me what they didn't like about it, what they did like about it, etc. Like, I don't mind criticizing. I don't mind critiques, but when people criticize someone's perspective on it, or their outlook, or their style, it's not your job to tell your opinion to them, and you have to understand that their perspective is something entirely different than yours. So if you don't get modern art, you don't get someone's sketch, you don't like their style, don't yell at them for that. Like, I don't get modern art for the most part either, but some things are just magnificent. And I know my cousin, who I recently went to the art institute with, just said it was stupid. She's like, I could have done better in my notebook in junior high. Oh gosh, I sound like a snotty artist. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. School's gonna be getting a little hectic because, you know, school year starting and all of that fun junk, so this is hopefully gonna be like the good part of my week or 2 weeks, like I said, bi-weekly. I'm gonna try to edit as often as I can, but I can't always promise a certain date depending on homework loads and radio and all of that cool fun stuff. So I'd really appreciate it if you like, favorite, subscribe, all of that cool stuff. Comment below, video ideas, or if you just want to talk, I am me. So until next time, don't die, I'll see you later.